Hey y'all, you can't see me yet, but I'm your host, Melinda Dawn of Unapologetically Yours, and I am outside and it's 6:35 in the morning, and I decided not to go walking because I just took a shower, a cold one, and I don't want to get all sweaty. Anyway, so I'm not walking, but I was like, you know what? Let me just go out and do a podcast. So I got this blanket on the chair because it's damp with the morning dew. And interestingly, at 6:30, it's pitch black. At 6:31, it's bright as the sky behind me. So for the last 4 minutes, have been trying to figure out how I could use my phone flashlight, right? But it's just like too much. I do have a crown on, y'all. My glorious gold crown. And I realized I bought this contraption for such a thing as this, and I have no idea where it is. So it's like one of those circle light things, like the tiny one that clips on. And so I'm not going to blind myself with this flashlight. I'm just going to start talking. And, some of y'all aren't even on Spotify, so you won't even be able to see my face. So let me just move on. I woke up again, like the finality of my wakedness. Again, if there's a word that's not a word, we'll just call that poetic license. If my grammar's off, that's poetic grammar. It's a poetic sigh. It's me breathing. It's me remembering to breathe. I think I must speak and hold my breath or something. Okay, so I was up at 5. Awake. And I guess dang it, I must have scrolled for an hour. It wasn't entirely scrolling. I was making some comments. There are some posts out there. I really enjoyed Threads. And because people put their stories, and then, I comment sometimes, and then I check out other people's comments. I like other people's comments. I comment on others' comments. And then I see whether or not this person who has said this one great thing is someone I want to follow. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I haven't blocked very many people from my actual life, but I also quite enjoy blocking complete strangers who say asinine things, and that's lovely. And I'm creating the the online reality that I want to not be dumped on, or my eyes to be careful little eyes, what you see. Now I don't have to see none of their stuff, so I like that. Anyway, some of the posts were very interesting. Relationships, divorce. This one lady, and I feel sorry. I have sorrow for her because she is in the middle of a divorce, and it's not going well. It's not going well. There's no silver lining for her. So I pray for her to get healing. Dating stuff too is interesting, and I'm grateful not to be. I'm so glad I'm not in that space. I am so glad to be married. To a good man who wants his marriage to work, who proves it. Our marriage is not perfect. It's not, because we're two humans, humaning. But it has greatly improved. I'm laughing at myself because I believe I was a bit annoying last night. I climbed into bed, and he was already there, and the light was on in the bathroom, and I'm closest to the bathroom. I'm gonna hold my finger up. This is for positions on the bed. All right, not sex. Okay, so I'm gonna try this thing. Okay, so I said, "How much do you love me?" And very much. Okay, how much do you love me? All of the way. Now he was tired, y'all, and I was trying to understand if he loved me enough to get up out of his side of the bed and walk around the bed and turn off the light. And yes, in fact, he does love me that much. Which was nice because I just couldn't even do those extra steps. I was so exhausted. But then, and I've read that, like, when you go to scrolling and stuff, it's like a safety thing, like a fight or flight, like maybe a cortisol stress thing, where maybe you don't feel safe or something. Also, that cortisol wakes you up. I still haven't looked up, and I didn't ask my therapist when I was on the call with her about the sleep waking up, the parts of your body that get healed or rejuvenated or whatever while you sleep. All right, so the finger, I do remember. I don't think I'm going to be holding my finger, but maybe I'll tap my finger or like put my nail on my finger next time, like to remember. All right, bedsides. For those of you who live with your partner, whether you're married or not, I'm curious. At what point, how soon into sleeping on one side of the bed did that become permanently your forever placement on the bed? How soon? It doesn't have to be permanent, but sometimes it is. Most times, I think, probably likely, most times it is, unless y'all have, I don't know, an agreement for musical bed spots. I'm not complaining. Am I complaining? I'm just curious. I'm curious. I tried switching sides of the bed when, some time ago, because the kids would come into the room and they came to me because I'm thinking I'm closest to them when they walk in the door, right? Funny story. I'm gonna try the finger pinching thing. This is somebody I know. Bed positions. Okay, so I started sleeping on the other side. Guess what, y'all? They did not come get my husband. They came and got me anyway. And I didn't really like being on that side of the bed. So it's fine. Like I said, not complaining. Just inquiring. So I know somebody else who's dating, and their partner, the male partner to the female, must sleep by the door, closest to the door. And this is like a protection thing. Like, he wants to protect her. If anything were to happen, talk about some cortisol. I'm pretty sure that dude's got a lot of cortisol in his body, because it's not just the bed, and it's not just like, like they travel. And so it's any room, any bed. The bed will be moved if necessary to ensure that and I love it for the protection, I'm just thinking, do you know jiu-jitsu? What other, you gonna, like, I don't know, like, is it necessary? Is it just your stress, dude? Who I love, by the way. I love this person. I'm wondering if this person's mad at me, which is okay. They didn't want to say hi when I was speaking to their woman. Anyway, at a restaurant, same thing, military background, always checking doors, for threats. This dude lives in the perpetual state of assessing threats. That's got to be exhausting. You create your reality with your thoughts. his thoughts seem to be consumed with potential threats. I'm so tired, y'all. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I just said a whole bunch of words repeatedly. Those were the wrong set of words to repeat. I did it in a set of 3. Body forgive me, body forgive me, body forgive me. I'm great. Cancel. All right. I am in fact rested. I am rested. My body is hydrated. My body's absorbing the cold, misty air for the absorption of hydration. I'm hydrating my skin sitting out here. I am fully hydrated. I am speaking my reality. Sometimes it might be a little wackadoo. Not wackadoo, that's not fair to me. Did you hear that, brain? I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's still some fatigue that I'm feeling right now. What? I'm nervous about my hair. Sitting out here in this mist. Did you guys see Gorillas in the Mist? So good. That's like, probably anyone born in the 2000s has not ever seen that movie. Sigourney Weaver. So good. So sad. So sad. Humans. Humaning. I was thinking about another movie this morning that I liked, that I wanted to share with y'all. I don't know what it is. I do not recall. I should have been holding up my finger or tapping my finger to remember. I just came up with that now, so that's not fair to me. Okay. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving, y'all. And I plan, you guys got like a just little sneak peek to Isha. But I wonder, did you see my face just lit up? As I was putting the clips together, because there was 2 videos out here, 2 in the car, and then the final one, right? And so as I was putting those things together, I watched the clip of us, and it was just so nice to see me happy. With her, she brings like an extra comfort and an extra, like a boost. She's like to the nth power, you know? So you're feeling joy and she's around, to the nth is how you will feel it. We talked yesterday about her starting a podcast. That was my idea. If you will remember, there are some gems and some wisdom that she can impart. And yeah, so maybe she'll do it. I would watch it. I would listen. I would tune in, especially since she can't visit me as often as she used to. So, anyway, Thanksgiving. Today is the day. Everyone is asleep in the house. Oh, this is nice. And I am out here. We are going to my dad's. Isha put the turkey in the oven last night. She made her famous bean dip. And what else? Y'all, it's going to be a super untraditional Thanksgiving, except for the fact that now we've got this regular, real turkey. We're doing sliders, turkey sliders. My best friend, my nephew, they might come over for a bit. They've got evening Thanksgiving plans. Probably maybe get a FaceTime from my in-laws. They'll be visiting their youngest child and see his 2 children. So that would be great to see the girls' faces. Your thoughts create reality. Do you disparage yourself? Do you find it difficult? There's like a flurry of bird activity. They're like huge. It's like, that was odd actually. Because it's like they went to this one tree over there and then they all just like got up at the same time and dipped. But then, oh, they're all coming back to the tree. That's just very strange. If you could be an animal, what kind of animal you would be? I think I might choose a bird so that I could soar, which suggests that flying might be the superpower that I pick. All right, I've asked a lot of questions in a short amount of time. Do you disparage yourself? Is it hard for you to accept compliments? I am sitting on a pillow and it is awkward, and I am just going to shift my body because there's no reason for me to suffer in this uncomfortable position. I was trying to not have my feet on the ground, because as much as I love the idea of being one with nature, sometimes these ants don't care that I say that out loud. They're like, what is this soft flesh? Let me pinch it. Have y'all ever went camping? I'm a glamper. If that is not evident by the fact that I'm wearing a crown on my head. I am a glamper. Like, the first time I went camping with our church, I was, this was right before we started dating, matter of fact. Single mom. My son was 2. November. I went with a young girl, Nava Lava, and so she was a teenager. Her mom had all the gear and she wanted to go, so I was like, this would be great for me and JD too. And I set that tent up. I went to my dad's because he had a topper, like a 3-inch topper. Got a big double air mattress, put the bed topper on that, nice sheets, the whole thing, comforter. I had a table up in there, looked like a hotel. Sweet. Glamping. No thank you. I am not gonna lay on sticks in a bag on the ground. No thanks. No. JD, when he'd wake up, where's Jake? I've got a super cute video. If I could find it, I might post it on here, since I'm getting the hang of this whole thing. What is the best compliment you ever received? What is the best compliment you ever gave yourself? I'm all over the place. in a good, fun way, right? Let's see if I can tie it all together today. This is Unapologetically Yours, Part 3. Keeping up with the themes from the last two. And I don't think I finished, but my intention for Isha is to have her on my podcast again, because you just got a brief sneak peek. The thing that we said, we had to jump off and go talk to somebody else. Which we kind of yeah, we did. We talked. That person didn't talk. So I don't know what we'll talk about. It won't be scripted, but I'd rather make it more intentional for y'all. You're welcome. Glasses are the way that I accessorize. So if you notice, the last couple days I've had different glasses on. And that's my fashion. It's my glasses. Now it's the crown. Oh, and this beautiful bracelet I got in Costa Rica. I went to Costa Rica, y'all. That's where I went. That was the secret trip. I paid for it earlier this year, and I'm so glad that I went. And it really changed my life. And I had a very sweet friend, Steve. Stevie! It's a lot of E's on both sides of the V that I renamed him. And he's a friend from church in a different city. I think he's in Jacksonville. And he called me one evening, maybe. I think we were both on the road. He was coming home from work. I was coming home from somewhere. And he called to talk me out of the trip because there were some elements that scared him. Not like travel advisory, but, activity advisory. And I thought that was so beautiful and sweet. And I'm grateful that he loved me enough to tell me on the right side of that trip. He was unable to, dissuade me, persuade me, because I was ready for the trip and the activity, which I don't know if I'm quite yet ready to tell you, but again, it was life-changing. There are shifts. It's very clear. I took a photo, a before and after photo, and I got the position of my face almost like, just right. I struggle with the before and after pictures, like makeup. So the person's like this, and then all of a sudden they got makeup on, and then they've got so I got my face just right. Even the background, in the room, almost, like I said, almost just right. Almost perfect. I am not a perfectionist any longer. I'm recovering. No. I am perfectly imperfect. How about that? So, the eyes. It was in the eyes. It was in the eyes. And not everyone could see it. And I started questioning, this looks like the same. But no, it was in the eyes. Several people noticed immediately. Yay. It was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of work. There was work to be done. Letting go. Lots of letting go. I will talk about it more in the future. Soon, probably. I'm feeling safer to do so. I'm building up my, I don't know, flex muscles. Is it flex? And let me explain what I mean. Other people's opinions and judgments need to bounce off. You know, right? So like I've got a bubble around me, which technically, literally, I've got layers of an aura around me. Apparently, my aura is yellow. Okay. And it shifts, right? Like when people are in different moods or whatever. But I was told in Costa Rica by someone who could see people's auras, which I think is so cool. I would love that. But I think, no, that would be so... I would not get anything done. Do you know why? Because I would just try to go fluff up people's auras. And when I saw like a sad aura, I would be consumed with yeah, that's not for me. It's not for me. It could have proved helpful though. In some dating relationships, stay away from the black auras and the, I don't know, whatever. What thoughts are holding you back? I keep coming back to this. What thoughts about yourself are limiting you? What limiting beliefs are you holding on to? I have a beautiful loved one who is more mature in age than I am, been on the planet longer, very smart, very talented, very loving, very friendly. There is no stranger to this person. And they're not kind with their words about themselves. And I try as I may, aggressively helpful. I have been unsuccessful at dissuading her, from the habit, persuading her to be kinder to herself with her words. But maybe I can persuade you. What's the best compliment you ever got? Top 3, top 5, top 10. Which one made you feel seen? The most. What's the best compliment you've ever given to somebody? I've got my boxes stacked up. One leg is on the bottom box, one leg is on the top box. It is lovely out here. I think this is going to be my new practice, just to come out here, not to even do a podcast, but just to bring in the morning. Bring in the dawn. Dawn is my middle name. I started this practice with my email signature with a person that almost on every email, almost, I sign it with a different version of the dawn. Like, the dawn is Melinda Dawn, the dawn is emerging kind of thing. Melinda, it dawned on me that I'm great. It's fun. It's fun being me. Being allowed to be me. Giving myself the allowance. Nobody's giving me permission except for me. But, there are some people who bring out the you, right? Because you feel safe with them, seen with them. Who's that in your life and world? And I do have a low battery. Y'all, let me tell you about WhatsApp. They're so rude. WhatsApp tells whoever you're on the phone with what your battery percent is. I mean, like, not the number, but it will tell whoever you're talking to that you got a low battery. And they tell you, do you know how embarrassing? It's not that embarrassing, but it's like, that ain't none of your business. How I be running my battery so low. How dare you? I was on the phone with my beautiful sister friend, Shay. And she sees me. She knows me. I am fully myself with her. All the selves, She has seen it all. She has seen it all, y'all. And I'm so glad that we're forever back together again, because we've had several breakups. She was my childhood best friend. We started off as enemies. Enemies turned friends, turned sisters. Who in your life? Is it a family member? Do you have an Isha in your life? Do you have a Shay in your life? Do you have a BFF Michelle in your life? That sometimes all they do is hold all the space for you. They are not a shot glass to your ocean vastness. They are perfectly proportional to, hold the bucket while you purge. It's so important to have at least a person. Better if you have multiple people. Dina is one of my people. And, y'all, the camera is just all over the place because it's on my knee. There we go. I prefer if it's like higher, right? It's just more, I don't know. It's my vanity, y'all. That's what it is. Like, it's my vanity. I don't want y'all up my nostrils. It's just not attractive. Okay. So, actually, the box is supposed to be on my lap. All right. So, what was I saying? Dina, she's one of my people. So wise, so brilliant, so amazing. She could walk on water if she just chose to. She could. She does walk on water, in my esteem, in my estimation. Who do you have? And then how are you? Who are you that for? Who? But it has to be, I feel like there has to be some sort of like mutuality there, because I feel like there are a number of people who just give, and everybody else just takes. And I'm back to that knee. Bump it. Who are you that for? And they express their appreciation, like if you called them at 2 o'clock in the morning. First of all, you're on the list to get through their silence. Y'all, I've got, so iPhones. I don't know how Androids are. But they have all these like different focuses: personal, work, sleep, driving, do not disturb, right? I have one called no one, and still people get through. It's supposed to be no one. But like for my sleep, for instance, my sleep one, in my settings, there are people who can get through in case of an emergency. So who has you on that list? Who, like, you could call them at any time and they would drop everything for you. And who are you that for? What are you grateful for? Have you started thanking your body? Have you started loving your whole body, head to toe, hair and all? My best friend and I used to say that if we were to get surgery, like plastic surgery, it would be for our knees. I wanted a knee. It's not like an implant. Yes, an implant. I love you, knees. I love you. You're beautiful just the way you are. I don't know where that came from. A lot. Nope, I'm not. Nope. Let's shift gears. What are you grateful for? Have you been thanking your body? That's where that came from, because I used to talk bad about my knees and how much I didn't like them, but they're my knees. Ah. Gratitude. I wonder if animals, like, I feel like for sure dogs feel some sort of gratitude when they get pet and their legs start, going like this. Cats, maybe not so much gratitude as expectancy, Birds, I wonder if birds are grateful when they catch a worm, or as they're regurgitating the worms to their brood in the nest, feeding their babies. There's some lonely people today on Thanksgiving. There's some hurting people today on Thanksgiving. There's some people who may not be able to muster up gratitude. They will be in a spiral of loneliness or fear, grief. Do you know anyone who has had losses? Do you know anyone who doesn't have a place to go? Maybe send them a message. Send them a message of love. Send them a message of, you are not alone. Just thinking of you. Give them a spark of joy. Remind them that they're worthy of your attention, of any attention, of love, of consideration, of a sweet note. Are you the person who is feeling lonely, feeling grief-stricken? Can you go in the mirror? Can you go look in the mirror and just smile at yourself? Smile until you laugh. Just make eye contact, don't blink until you smile or laugh. Can you write yourself a note? You're so strong. You're still here. You can get through this. You will more than survive this. It may feel insurmountable. It may feel impossible, but there is joy for you after this. Once you get through this, there is help for you. There are so many resources that are out there that could help you and support you, and you are worthy of attention and affection and love and grace and mercy, and all things are not lost. You are not lost, and you are not alone. You are beautiful. There are parts of you that you haven't even discovered yet that are so beautiful and meaningful. And there's so many people that you will meet who will bring you sparks of joy and who you will bring joy to. It's hard. It can be hard. And it's okay to acknowledge that, to say that. And I am not for slapping a Band-Aid on a gushing wound. And I acknowledge that saying I'm happy when I don't feel that way doesn't instantly change or make me happy. But when I say I'm happy, or if I ask the question, what am I happy about? What in my life creates happiness? When I ask those questions, when you ask those questions, perhaps it can change the narrative that your brain is operating on. Perhaps it can scratch the record, because everything is not wrong. Everything is not awful. It is not all or nothing. So many thoughts just went through my mind there. I was thinking about books. I was thinking about the Artist's Way book, actually. I was thinking about I lost it. I was thinking about not a bucket list, but like if you knew it was your last day or last days, what would you do? Where would you go? Who would you be for those last hours, those last days? I think a lot of people choose love. My dad said something like that when we had our early Thanksgiving at my in-laws' place. I think we were on purpose, so there was some intentionality here to ask this smaller group of people, what do you love or like about yourself? And then also name something that you love or like about the person next to you. And I believe my dad of himself said something about love. It is beautiful. I would be, for my last hours, loving on my babies, my family. I would be pouring words and kisses on them, telling them how amazing they are and that I want them to know that they have everything they need inside of them. That I will love them forever, that nothing, not death, nothing would separate my love from them. I would tell them that they were worthy. I would tell them it was my absolute pleasure to be their mom, wife, sister, friend, cousin, daughter. I would tell them to pursue their dreams with such vigor and fervor. I would tell them, do not settle. Don't settle. I would tell them, live their best and fullest life. Don't take anybody else's crap. Win. Not the GPS race. But make sure it's a win-win or a win-lose. Don't ever be in a lose-win relationship where the other person is winning and you are losing. I would tell them to keep their head up and not to let anybody else's judgment cripple them or change them. I would tell them to be just truly themselves, just authentically them, and let the riffraff take itself out. I would tell them to get their 8 20-second hugs every day, minimum. I would just give them such a deep embrace. Maybe I would record myself telling them these things so they could replay it anytime they wanted or needed. I would tell them why I'm so proud of them and what they've gifted me in their presence. My friend, I'll call her a friend, just passed away. But I got to see her. And I got to tell her that she was so lovely and beautiful and amazing, and that she changed generations of people. I'm so glad that I did that, and that I got to receive her love back. What would you do with just hours left and you had all your faculties, or days or weeks or months left? How would you spend it? If you didn't have very much time left, or you didn't think you had very much time left, but then you got a new lease on life, what would you do with it? What would you do? Who would you be? Would you continue to shrink yourself, or to live small, or to take other people's crap? Would you? Or would you leave? Would you start a new life? Would you be the you that you were always meant to be? That's what I'm asking. It can be scary, but it's also so invigorating. It is so exhilarating. I feel a poem coming on. It's like top tier amazing. To be just truly you. It is. It is. And in doing so, you will attract people who love you, and who love your vibe and can vibe with you and have the capacity for you. It's not always easy to break away from old patterns and old relationships and things that have been part of, your identity. But it's more difficult to stay trapped in a shell of something that's inauthentic. That is a worse death. That is death. That is like the groundhogging of death. That is death every day. Yeah, like you die a little every day doing that. You could be living your best life. You could be living your best life. How about just living your best hour? Or 5, 10, 15 minutes. What if you just took 5, 10, 15 minutes per day? Just a little bit of time. And what if you started to really enjoy that? That time to think about yourself in a positive way. Think about the things that you like and love to do. Doing the things that you like and love to do, just 5, 10, 15 minutes. And then what if, a couple weeks of that, you might have been able to find a 30-minute slot What if you didn't take that phone call? What if the other person's urgency had them dial your number, but you did not answer? What if your unavailability helped them to solve their own crises? Or they found somebody else, again, solving their own crises. You do not have to pick up every phone call. You do not have to reply immediately to every text. You don't. You don't even have to read it. Keep it as new until you're ready. Choose you. Spend that time on you. Love you. That is what I am inviting you, encouraging you, supposing to you to do. Stop beating yourself up. Stop asking the wrong questions. Stop asking what's wrong with you. Only that question. All right, y'all. That's it for part 3. I do intend, like I said, to get a podcast in with my cousin Isha. So y'all can enjoy a bit more of her. And I am going to just sit out here in the quiet, in the I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and be me and think about what's right with me and think about how I can continue to show up authentically for me, my family, for you. Thank you for joining me, and I remain ever yours unapologetically.